It's been a long time since I did a video, so I thought it's about time I got my arse into gear and sorted something out. So since we last did anything on YouTube, I've bought another surface grinder, sold my old one. I was starting to do a lot more of the stump grinder teeth and wood chipper blades, so I needed something a bit better. But when you buy an old machine, obviously you get a few issues with it, so we've got a few with this one. Now that, you're going to love this, look at the state of that. That's what you would say is someone's been a bit happy with a hammer and a punch, because that's a left hand threaded hub, what the grinding wheel goes on. Come on. The hub itself I don't think is too bad. Threads are a little bit damaged on the end, but the rest of it seems okay, so we'll get away with that. We're going to have to make a new one of these because, well, I'm not prepared to just keep smacking it on and off like that with a hammer and a punch. It wants doing properly, so we'll make one of them. This is the nut that holds the hub on, and again they've been a bit somebody's been a bit slap happy with the old hammer and the punch. So this is a left hand thread as well, so I've just made another nut. It needs a slot putting across the front. Oh, the light's not very good in here, is it? It needs a slot putting across the front, but the problem I've got with it is I bought a tap just to tap this nut out, because it seemed the easiest way to do it really, instead of trying to screw cut that, because it's left-handed, 1/2 inch BSF 16 TPI. Now it won't screw on to the spindle on the machine. I'll show you in a minute. It's nearly going on, but not quite, because what's happened is when whoever's been thrashing this to within an inch of its life, they've also caught the end of the thread on the hub. So I just had a quick look on the internet, and I managed to locate a 1/2 inch BSF 16 TPI left-handed die, which will be here in a couple of days, so we'll run that over the end of the spindle on the machine just to clear the threads up, and then hopefully then this new nut will go on. We'll cut a slot across the front of it and we'll make a little tool to put it on and off with. Funnily enough, just as I thought to myself it's about time I got the video camera out again, I just rang Robin about something completely different, I think it was, and he's doing the same thing. So anyway, I'll spin this camera around and we'll show you the surface grinder. She's an old one, but you know, it seems to be accurate enough. Well, accurate enough for what I want. So we'll spin it around and have a look. So as you can see, I've been using it. That's the nut that holds the hub on. It does go on, but it's not particularly brilliant. So that's that one. Don't drop it out, you donkey. So then the new one I've made, there's a little burr on the back here. What my thought was I would just put it on the surface grinder and clean the back up. But I'll wait till I get the surface grinder, get this threaded a bit that done. So that, yeah, you can see it just starts to go there, and then it locks. You can't get it on any further, but I don't know whether the camera will show this. I'll just see if I can zoom in a little bit to show you the end of the thread. There, hopefully you can see it now. It's all burred up around the end there where they've been knocking it on and off. So we've got a die coming to clean that bit up, because what we have is, on this particular machine, well, they're all pretty much the same, we've got a taper on there obviously, that goes on, and this obviously would have the grinding wheel on it, wouldn't it? I don't know whether you can see, a bit of rag there somewhere. Just see if I can show you the end of this. You see the state of the threads on there. I'll try and focus you. Yeah, you can see it a bit now. Look, they're not particularly good, but we could put that on the lathe and just chase the end of the threads back in. But the wheel does screw on, so that obviously fits on there, and then you have the locking screw that goes on the end. Well, like I say, I've made a new nut. We've just got to put some slots in it, but this is the thing here. We'll make a new one of them. I mean, that's just, I don't know how that's happened to get it in that sort of state, but anyway. So the one I've got to make, it must be a bit thicker than this, because the thinner grinding disc I have on this particular hub, it's not threaded quite far enough down there. You see how it stops a good way from the base, so it'll only grip a disc that's at least that wide. So I'll make the back of this one a little bit thicker. I have got another hub. I don't know, what have I done with that one? This one again, the threads have been caught. Come on, focus you. The threads have been caught along the back there, so they're not particularly brilliant, but I could chase them out. And this one as well, look, you can see it's just been battered, you know. But that does screw on there, and this hub, it's threaded further down, so this one will actually hold the thinner wheel with that, and screw that on there. There's a lot of tight spots in it, but I don't think it's the thread in this. I think it's the thread on, you know, if you can see it under there, you can see that line there where the threads have been caught. But we'll have to see if we can chase them back in. But apart from that, the machine itself, whoops, yes, it's not too bad at all. I'll move the camera back a little bit further so you can see it, see a bit more, and then yeah. There you can get a bit better look. It's a 540. It's automatic feed left and right, and on the X and in and out on the Y travel. So yeah, she works all right. 16" by 6. You can see yeah, where my plumbing's coming, because I've got a coolant tank down there on the floor. I've been running coolant, because as you see, the box that's on there is something I made. I just didn't have time to video it for when I was doing the stump grinder teeth, and I put 8 in there at once and grind 8 in one go, set them all up, and yeah, it worked really well. Obviously I haven't got 3-phase in my shed. This is 415 volt, and I'll show you what a guy called Mike, his name is, he's a German fella, has a YouTube channel called Dyno Mike, and he's just fantastic when it comes to electrical stuff. Like, I mean, he's an electrician, so you'd think he would be. So, but he's made me a box to run this with, and I'll just show you. Now, if you see this, Mike, I'm sorry about my woodworking skills, mate. They're not brilliant, but anyway, there she is. So what this box does, there's 240 comes in the far left hand side there. You see the cable on the left, that's 240 in, and the cable to the right of it coming out in the middle underneath, that's your 3-phase 415 volt going to the machine. Now, all I can tell you is there's a transformer in there, and you can see the VFD flashing there. Now, as much as I know, I mean, to me it's full of witches, tits and broomsticks, because I've got no idea how it works. All I know is you turn it on at the wall, you press run on the VFD, and then the machine switches on off for the spindle and the table motor and everything just work exactly the same as if you would plug it into the mains, into 3-phase if you're using a big workshop or whatever. But obviously we don't have that domestic wise, we're just on 240 volt. But it works absolutely brilliantly. I've done quite a few stump grinder teeth since I've had this machine, and it's worked faultlessly. Just brilliant. So Mike, thank you very much, mate. You're a diamond, because that just works. It does exactly what you said it would do. The other thing as well is, I mean, on my milling machine I've got an inverter on there, a VFD, I've got VFD on the lathe, I've got a VFD on the pillar drill. Now if I wanted to, I can actually run all my machines in here straight off of that. And it does give a true sort of 410, 415 volt, whatever it was. Mike did a video on it of building it, and it gives you as near a true 3-phase as you're ever going to get, unless you actually got 3-phase. I mean, this is Robin, my mate, he's a surface grinder the same as this, and he runs it off a transwave, and it does the job, you know, we won't complain about it or anything. But this is in a different league. It's just so crisp, it just works, and that's what you want. There's no capacitors or anything in there, apart from there'll be some in the VFD, I would imagine, but as you can see, it's just well, it's just a great bit of kit. If you see this, Mike, send me an email, mate, because I still need to speak to you. But yeah, once again, it works really, really well. And once I've got these hubs sorted out for this machine, I've got a little job to do, which is the vice off of my milling machine. It's out, and it needs to go on the surface grinder and be trued up. And I'll do a video of that, I think, and we'll show this thing working a little bit better. I mean, at the moment the surface grinder is just completely covered in carbide shite, but you know, when it's not grinding it doesn't earn any money, so when it's grinding it's earning, so we need to get it up and running again and see how we go. But yeah, works really well. Right, we'll get a piece of steel cut. I think what I'm going to do is make one of these, because I've already made the nut. I'm going to wait until the die comes, just to make sure the nut will screw onto there before I bother cutting slots in it, because I'm going to have to make a little tool to put that little centre nut on and off with. But we've still got to make one of these, so this will be the next thing. So I'll cut a piece of steel off of something appropriate, and then we'll get it in the lathe, and then we'll start. Yeah. This come from Dave in Sheffield. No idea what it is, so I can't read it. It's upside down. I'll have a look in a minute. Or when it's finally cut it up. But she's hard, whatever it is. Thank fuck. Right, I think we can clean the face of this up. This is a bit of steel courtesy of Dave from Sheffield. If you see this, Dave, I don't know what that steel is, mate. Maybe you can let me know. It has got something written on the front of it. No idea then. But just moving the pad out of the way. Right, so we're going to clean the front of this up. I'm going to bore a hole in the middle of it, and I'm going to thread it. All I want is a clean face here, a bored hole, thread it through the middle. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin it round, I'm going to mount it on an arbor so it runs true, and then machine the other side. So when I turn it on, if the OD, if it's out of wad, don't worry. I kind of expected that. Always makes it look a lot worse on camera than it does when you actually. Set the travel dial. That's just taking a 10th cut. The normal for me about 330 on the roads. I have to work out what the thread is inside that other hub as well. It's not quite cleaning it up, is it? On my camera there was a bit of footage from me using the shaper. I might just tag that on the end of this video. It'll be nothing to do with this, but I've never shown my little Botkin shaper before. Yeah, this is a bit, have a look. A bit more. See if we get it this time. Could be a better finish than that. We'll try a bit of high speed steel instead. And just take a really light cut. Just going to touch the end of that tool up. What sort of steel it is, hopefully Dave will tell us, but it's pretty good whatever it is. That's a lot better. Nice and smooth. Right, just have to get set up with a drill. Better work out how big the hole wants to be as well, isn't it? And what thread it needs to be. Right, what we need is a diameter of 1.214, and it is 20 TPI Whitworth. So to see this, isn't it? Find the drill. I do need to buy some drills. Kids have just come home from school. The kids are home from school, I expect bedlam any minute. Being a bit unkind there, actually. They're pretty good, actually. We'll bang a 1/2 inch one through and see what else we can find to make it a bit bigger. My beautiful girlfriend's just come home and given me a funny look, which I think is female for make me a cup of tea. Right, let's see if we can find some bigger drill here. Right, we'll try this one. It's the biggest drill I've got. Well, that was pretty painless, wasn't it? So I think now we're going to just have a fair bit of boring, literally. camera, won't I? Want 350 thou out of it to get me somewhere close. Rather a lot. Past 40 thou off the ID. About 150 and we'll check it again. Turns nice. Right, I'll just let it take one little skim pass there to the last run through. I'll just let it run again through at the same setting just to even it out slightly. So we're looking for 1.214, 1.26, 1.206. Right, I want about 4 thou out of it. Right, there's 2 thou on the diameter. Just cut really well, this steel. What happens when you need the tool in? Well, 1.214 is what we're after. 1.210. Take a couple more out. What happens when you bang your hand into your tool. Two on the dial. 1.212. Just wants a tad more out of it. See if it does out on the same setting before I put any foot on it. Yeah, it is doing. The reason I always do that though, it never seems to take just quite enough. See what we get now. We're half a thou under. We wanted 2.214. Get in the right bloody picture, you dozy kid. Come down a bit. Is it going to focus? Focus, you. Works when AVE does it, doesn't it? Anyway, let's take my word for it. We're half a thou under at that, so I'm happy at that. So now, I have to find something to thread it with. Right, I've got a threading tool in. Checked it for centre height. Should be on the right pitch on the gearbox. Tool square to the work. So top slide 0, cross slide 0. Clatter into anything now. Should be alright. Right, let's see what happens. See if we can find something with 20 threads on it, haven't we? On the other end. Just put my magic glasses on so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Looks like 20 to me. It's not going to take an awful lot. The thread depth this isn't. Where's my other oil can go? That's there. Right, we'll bring you in a little bit closer, see, you might be able to see what's going on. We can only but try. Excuse me. that close yet, but they're only real shallow threads. Oh, you dozy. Left-handed, isn't it? Oh. I don't think we'll get that back. I think we've gone too deep. Well, I've only gone in about 1/15 there. Oh, that's what happens when you're rushing around. Well, you can see that in there. They're not very deep. Well, there's only one way to find out. I knew there was something. Like that, isn't it? That's the same depth we were when I just realised what I've done wrong. If I said I only make these sort of mistakes when I'm filming for YouTube, would you believe me? Right, you're not going to believe this, but there is there's a tiny little bit of rock in it, but what's it like with the other one? Yeah, about the same as that, to be honest. In fact, that one's got a bit more in it. Well, I suppose you think about it, we're holding a grinding wheel on, aren't we? It doesn't want to be mega tight. Otherwise, all this damage is what occurs. Tell you what, I wonder. Well, I think I might have just got away with that. Well, that was rather lucky to say the least. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 of these new washers. 2 to replace the 2 damaged ones that I've got. And I may have a go at making one of these hubs myself. The only challenging bit really is going to be the taper. Well, not the only challenging bit. If you cut the threads the right way around your dozy git. Just as it gets to the point where it wants to start to nip the thing, there's hardly anything in it. It's only a little bit sloppy right on the very end. So I think we can say we got away with that. Gosh, I get rid of this bloody cough. So the next bit, look, we've got that recess to cut in the back there, which is 3 inch. That's the OD of that, 3/4, well, nearly 3.5. Yeah, 3 inch. 3 inch by 50 thou deep. That's easy to remember, isn't it? Right, we'll get set up for that. I don't think it's a particularly critical sort of measurement, this. Quiet, it's filled all right. .563. What are you doing in here anyway? Are you bored?
I don't know.
Hey?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're bored or not? Tea time, innit?
No, not yet.
Not yet? time to think about it, haven't you? Doctor, lawyer, actress, sports person. I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I better get a move on and think about it, won't I? Right, we're about 5 thou off of the depth, so we've roughed out to, what we got there, 2.6. .614. 2.614 minus. We need to come out another 193. Come out 180. Not the best way to measure it, but 2.930. It's come out 35 cents. Should be the finishing pass. Should give it the whole 3 inches diameter, 50 pound big. It's only cutting about 3 or 4 thou now, so hopefully it'll leave a reasonable finish and it'll be alright. Just to create a bit of relief, isn't it? So it grips the disc, grips the grinding disc on the outer edge rather than trying to hold it all the way through. 3 inch, as near as we can get. Now we're just a few thou over. I'm happy enough at that. That'll do. We'll just cut a little chamfer just inside that threaded portion. And what we can do is when I've made the other two, just like that one, obviously I'll watch my threading a bit this time, I'll then make an arbor up so we can lock it on the arbor on this flat face on the front. I'm not bothered what the other side runs like, but as long as this is running flat against the arbor face, then I know I can machine the other side down and machine the diameter, and then we should be good to go then. So anyway, that's what we've ended up with. Yeah, not turned out too bad. Oh, I should have put, I should have just, sorry, you can't see it, can you? That edge there where my thumb is a little bit sharp. On the others I'll just run that chamfering tool in there. But I can get that when it's on the arbor anyway. But yeah, that'll do for one. Like I say, we'll, once we put it on the arbor that way, and we tighten the bolt up here, the flange on the arbor will run true with the machine, so it'll push up against this, so it'll run dead true with this face that we've just machined on the back side. So then when I just nip it up with a nut, I can machine up to the nut so that this front edge here runs true, machine the diameter, then I can put it back in the jaws on the lathe just with just use the push tool, the bearing tool, on the outside, and it'll make it run true, and then just machine that last piece off. So 2 more of them to do. Alright, see you in a bit. Tea time.